Hey, what up, y'all? It's Young Rick, and today what I want to do is design a piano sound right here in front of you on this episode of Westside Level. Next, you'll notice that I already have a chord progression laid out because I want to just focus on sound design. All right, first thing I want to do is look at the very top of my set. In the upper right corner, you'll see this section called polyphony. It gives you control on how many notes can be played at a time. Because we're making a piano sound, we want all notes, as many notes as possible to be played at one time because we want to be able to play big chords. So we're going to raise our polyphony up to 16. If we were making a bass sound, we could keep that down to 1 or a lower polyphony. All right, so let's hear how that sounds. All right, that's cool. So let's look at this second section. This second section is our oscillator section. You might be asking yourself, what is an oscillator? Well, when you think of an oscillator, all you should think of is a sound generator. This is just an oscillator is a machine that generates sound. All right. How do we choose what type of sound we want? We'll understand one thing. Sound comes in the form of waves. When you hear sound, all sound is vibrations in your ear. Of waves. We get to pick which type of wave we want here in this wave section. So right now we're dealing with a sawtooth, but if we want, we could choose a sine which sounds like this, triangle, etc. We'll test out the other sounds a little bit later, but I just want to show you the options you have. So that's what your oscillators do. They generate the sound. That sounds good, but if you think about how the sound is coming at us, it's not really how a realistic piano would come at us. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and edit our amp envelope. And what our amp envelope does is allow us to control how the volume is coming at us. Sound. And I'm going to drag everything down. So now we're just dealing with this. No sound at all. To get sound coming back, I'm going to raise my decay. All decay allows us to do is tells us how long the sound is going to be there for. So I'm going to go ahead and press play so you can hear that. You see, the more I raise the decay, the longer the sound stays around. So in an actual piano, it's kind of like a plug. It just decays for a little bit and then it goes right back to its sound, but it doesn't completely go quiet. It sustains, but at a much lower volume. That's what we're going to use our sustain knob for, to get it to sustain, but not at this high volume that our decay is at a lower volume. So let's hear how that sounds when we raise up our sustain. All right, that sounds almost perfect, but just to get it exactly like a piano, what we notice with a piano is that it doesn't just sustain at a low volume for a long time. It kind of fades out, and that's what we're going to use our release knob to do. Is our release gives us control on the fade out of our volume. So let's go ahead and add some release there. Now we're dealing with that. Now you can see just by dealing with the oscillator and the amp envelope section, we're dealing with more of a much more of a piano sound.